once you're in the interview, make sure you ace it, because at this point they're giving you an opportunity. You don't want to lose that opportunity. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video, I'm going to be bringing back another Publix video. If you haven't already checked out my first Publix video, which is how to get hired at Publix, I strongly suggest you go check that out right now. I'll leave the link up here. But in today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys how to ace the Publix interview. Now, I feel like the tips I'm going to be talking to you guys about can simply work for any interview overall, but we're just going to be focusing on the Publix one because obviously if you're clicking this video, you're probably trying to get hired at Publix. So let's get into it. By the way, if you guys aren't already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like this video, and comment down below if you have any luck with the tips I'm about to tell you. I did see all the comments. I've answered every single comment on my first how to get hired at Publix video, and I've seen so many wonderful comments about people telling me how they've gotten hired simply by watching that video, and it makes me so happy. And I just love to see what you guys have to say in the comment section, so don't ever be afraid, you know, send me a comment, send me a message, whatever. I'm here for you guys. I want to help you guys, and I'm so glad that I've been able to help so many people with that one video that I put out regarding Publix. I also made a whole playlist, so if you're just here to watch my Publix videos, it's okay, I got you. I made a little playlist just dedicated to Publix. Let's get into it. So first thing is first, obviously in order to go in for an interview, your application has to have been looked over or looked at. So usually what will happen is a manager will call you and tell you that they've looked over your application and they want you to come in for the interview. Just because you have an interview does not mean that your job is secured. If you go to the interview and you don't match your application, or you don't match, you know, the energy that you said that you had on the application, or you're rude or whatever, you're not gonna get the job. Because I feel like that's a common mistake. A lot of people think, oh, I'm going in for the interview, I got hired. No, you have to go and do a good job in the interview. Now, I feel like I've touched this question of like how to ace the Publix interview. I've touched base on this question a few times in some of my other Publix videos, but I've never gotten into depth about it. So in this video, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna really explain to you guys how to ace it, because obviously I've just thrown like little tips here and there in my other videos, but I know some of you guys just really wanted like for me to allocate a video. So I'm here to give you guys that today. So essentially, like I said, a manager will call you. You're gonna go in for your interview. First impressions do matter. First impressions matter a lot, actually. If you go into the interview with some gym shorts on and just, I'm not saying for you to go in a whole suit, but if you go like not intentionally like trying to look presentable, it's gonna reflect off the interview. It's gonna reflect off whether they call you or not. So I strongly suggest that you go presentable. And like I said, it doesn't have to be a suit, but put on like a button-up shirt. Show yourself to be like a respectful young woman or a respectful young male, simply because that's what Publix is looking for. I'm sure a lot of people have been to Publix. If you're watching this video, obviously you've shopped there, your mom has shopped there. And when you go there, usually you don't see people who, you know, look like they just came out of a party or a club. As much as they say it is about your personality and your energy and stuff, and I highly, like 100% agree that it is about that, first impressions do matter, and you're already gonna be looked at a certain way because sadly, that's just how it is. So make sure you guys like try to look presentable. As a girl, when I went to my interview, I wore some jeans and a black shirt. Like it was nothing fancy, but it was nothing bummy either. Like I put time into putting myself together, and I wore some cute jeans and just a black shirt with some pink little sandals, and that was it. So you don't wanna overdo it, but come like you tried to, you know, get it together. Now, on the day of your interview, you're gonna arrive to Publix, and usually the first thing you're gonna see is the customer service desk, and that's where you're gonna go up to, because specifically you're not gonna know which manager you spoke to. And even if you do know which manager you spoke to, that doesn't necessarily mean that that manager is the hiring manager or the manager that is going to interview you. Therefore, you're gonna go to customer service and you're gonna ask one of the girls there if you could talk to a manager, just any manager in the customer service department. Once they come over, you guys can talk. You can tell him that, you know, you got called for an interview, and they're gonna direct you on where to go. You can also tell us customer service staff that you're here for an interview, and we're gonna go ahead and try to look for the manager that is supposed to like interview you. But if we can't, then we're gonna call just whichever manager, and they're gonna tell you like what the procedure is on like if you have to wait or if you're gonna go into the room immediately, whatever. So make sure you walk to the customer service desk, ask to speak to a manager, let them know that you're here for the interview, and they're gonna tell you if you need to sit and wait like 5 minutes, if you need to come back, because it's happened sometimes. Sometimes they'll be like, well, you know, so-and-so just had an emergency, so we're gonna need you to come back. Sometimes they'll take you right into the room right away. So it really just depends. Now let's say that they are ready for your interview, okay? Whether you had to wait or not, now it's time for your interview. They're gonna call you in, and the room that you're gonna go into is the manager's office. So this office is not like a specific room where you do the interviews, it's just the manager's office. And you're gonna go in there with the manager that's gonna interview you. Usually it's the manager's office. Mine was in the manager's office. Now when you get into the office, always be respectful and with a smile. Since the minute you walk into Publix, even if you've had a long day, I mean, it's happening. We've had a sad day. It happens to us all. But when you walk in and you're really trying to get hired, please put your best effort, because it's a lot easier to have a sad day or a bummy day once you're already in the company than if you're having a bummy or sad day the day of your interview, because it's not gonna make them want to hire you. So make sure when you walk in there, you walk in with a smile, you walk in positive, you walk in ready to work, ready to get this job and ace this interview. When you get into the manager's office, make sure you greet the manager. Hi, how are you? Now, not just like, hey, how you doing, man? Like, you know, like, kind of show your interest. Hey, how are you? How are you doing today? Thank you so much for having me. You know, excited to be there, okay? Because I guarantee you, I know like some of you guys are like, bro, we're not that excited to work here, but just show off this energy, because it's gonna make it so, it's gonna make you be the difference than all these other applicants. Publix has thousands and thousands and thousands of applicants, okay? And I know our normal character might be like, hey, you know, how's it going? You know, like normal, whatever. But if you get in there and you're like, how you doing? Thank you so much for having me. That peppy attitude, essentially that's what Publix wants. So really you're just differentiating yourself from the rest of the crowd, which is what you wanna do. So now you're sitting down, it's usually just you and the manager, and he's gonna be like, so, you know, tell me about yourself. It's always open-ended questions. Why? Because they want open-ended responses. If they say, so you're in school, and you just say yes, that's dead. Now, even if he does ask or she asks like a pretty, you know, not so open-ended question like, oh, are you in school? Don't just say yes. Say, yes, I'm in so-and-so school. I'm in so-and-so grade. Like, always be open-ended with the response and show them that you like to speak. Show them that you like to, what's the word? Show them that you like to engage yourself with the crowd, with the audience. Because the way you're treating them is how they feel like you might treat the customer. So if you are kind of being dry with them, they feel like you're not gonna engage yourself with the customers. So make sure you kind of just, even if they do give you kind of short questions and not questions to really go really far off of, make sure you elaborate. But usually they're gonna ask you open-ended questions. I remember when I first got into my interview, she was like, so tell me about yourself. And I just started, you know, talking. I was a little nervous. I know we all get nervous and we're just like sitting in a chair and you're just like looking at each other. But guys, I don't like to lie, and I take my YouTube very seriously, so I'm not about to like lie here on the camera or lie to you guys. I have no necessity to do that. So yeah, I like to keep it very real for you guys. And when I tell you Publix is a very good company to be part of, I mean, I've done babysitting. I still do babysitting. I've done an office job. I still do an office job. And you know, it's a lot of paperwork. And I also work at Publix. Like, I've done a lot of stuff. I've sold stuff on the side. I've baked. I just have done a lot of stuff. So I feel like I can compare. And when I tell you guys Publix is a good company, like, I know it has its bad stuff too. Like, I'm not here to just paint a perfect picture, because nothing in life is perfect. But it is a really good company to be part of, especially when you've seen what else is out there. So if you have to be a little extra peppy than your normal self in this interview in order to secure the job, I suggest you put on a smile and you go in there and shake the manager's hand and, you know, secure that job, because I guarantee you guys, like, it has a lot of benefits. Now, one thing I want to tell you guys is don't be nervous. I know we're all gonna get nervous. I mean, when I get nervous, I start sweating a little bit. You guys are probably like, I don't know if it happens to anybody else, but I start sweating a little bit. So I remember I was sitting in the chair and I was kind of nervous, but at the same time, I just felt comfortable because I really knew that I wanted this job and I was gonna do whatever it took to get that job. So whatever it is, if you wanna tell the manager, I'm sorry, I'm just a little nervous, but I'm really excited to be here, go ahead and say that. Be yourself, be real. Like, tell them that you're nervous, or tell them that you're excited, or say, you know, sorry, I'm just a little shy because, you know, this, but I'm really excited to work here. Like, let them know who you are and let them know that you are interested if you genuinely are interested, because they want to see that. So I'm not telling you to like be somebody you're not. Be yourself. And if you like anime and they say, tell me something about yourself, you can go ahead and let them know that. Say, I like anime. But also when they tell you, tell me something about yourself, try to relate it to the job, because I feel like that's another tip that sometimes people just, you know, they'll be like, oh yeah, I love to do this and I love to do hair and I love to do this. Kind of like say something that relates to the job. For example, I might say something like, okay, well, I like to babysit for fun, or I like to take care of kids, which means I have a lot of patience. So dealing with customers, I feel like it's really gonna benefit me. Boom. Instead of me saying, yeah, I babysit, I say, yeah, I babysit, which has made me have a lot more patience, and it's really good for customer service because I feel like I'll have a lot of patience with the customers and, you know, be able to help them to the full extent. Boom. Like, make sure you guys try to say something that can kind of relate to the job to, again, differentiate you from the rest of the crowd, because the rest of the crowd is simply saying, I like to play basketball. Now, what if you say, I like to play basketball, I feel like I move around fast. So in regards to working, a lot of people ask me like what specific questions these managers ask, and like I've already said, it's usually open-ended questions. I can't tell you exactly what he might ask or she might ask because each manager is different, and it really depends on which manager you get, because there's definitely nicer and cooler managers, and then there's other managers who are stricter and like meaner. But for the most part, in an interview, they're gonna be nice because they want to give off a good impression as well. So aside from coming presentable, from showing interest, giving open-ended responses, let them know that, you know, thank you for the opportunity of letting me come in. Please let me know I really would like this job. Show them, like, mention it before you leave again, just so that they know, because sometimes these managers have a lot on their plate and you need to reinforce that you really want this job so that when they think of hiring somebody, they remember the girl or the boy who kept persisting into getting the job, because persistence is key in everything. With that being said, I'm gonna conclude the video. If you guys have any questions or need any kind of advice, make sure you leave a comment in the comment section down below, or you can always message me, my social media, all that. I'm here to help you guys. I have had a few people message me like on Instagram DM or like snap me with a few questions regarding Publix. Guys, I do not mind. I actually love it. So make sure you let me know, or you can leave a comment down in the description box and I'll make sure to answer it. Make sure you go check out the How to Get Hired at Publix video so you can really like understand how the hiring process goes. But once you're in the interview, make sure you ace it, because at this point you don't want to lose. Like, at this point they're giving you an opportunity. You don't want to lose that opportunity. And I hope this video helps you guys out. I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye. Oh, look who's here. Hi, Mama. You want to be part of the video too? Oh, she wants to be part of the... You want to be part of the video too, huh? Okay. She's the Publix mascot.